So, the prodigal daughter returns.
I know the password.
Right at the end of Resident Evil Requiem, you're presented with two choices to seal the fate of Grace and Leon, and we trust that you chose wisely. But if you'd like to see the ending you didn't choose, then make sure to stick around after the spoiler warning for a comparison. Let's dive in. If you paid attention to the wise words of Oswald E. Spencer, there's a good chance you worked out that releasing Elpis, and thus a vaccine for bioweapons, was the right way to go.
She is my hope.
When Grace releases the antiviral, Zeno, thinking it to be a bioweapon, swiftly injects it and then, unlucky for him, proceeds to lose his Wesker mojo.
Leon!
Why? My powers!
Elpis is Spencer's atonement.
An armless Victor Gideon then returns and summarizes Spencer's research was genius, and a world without virus-based weapons would descend into chaos, something that he's very on board with.
I am humbled by my master's genius.
This angers Zeno, and after revealing his true masters to be the Connections, the secret evil corporation from Resident Evil 7 and Village, he's immediately decapitated by a mutating Gideon.
The Connections is done with you!
Grace, seeing this, gets to work on healing Leon with the antiviral, so our hero can take on Victor, who now also has the ability to wield electricity along with his hideous mutated arm. Leon makes swift work of Gideon, although in predictable Resident Evil fashion, he mutates into a hulking monstrosity that Leon says demonstrates that Gideon was a Nemesis variation.
Nemesis? No wonder you're so damn relentless.
And after shooting a fair amount of pulsating biosacks, Gideon is finally defeated. With the entire structure of Ark collapsing after Gideon's assault, Leon and Grace conclude that they're goners with nowhere to escape.
I'm gonna sit right here with you.
But just in the nick of time, Chris Redfield's Hound Wolf squad repel into Ark to save the day, although the aforementioned captain is nowhere to be seen.
Mr. Kennedy, I have a message from Captain Redfield.
With Grace and Leon finally safe, Leon informs Sherry that the antiviral works, and that she has a dose with her name on it.
We got a dose with your name on it. We'll be back in action in no time.
Grace, although free of all the chaos, can't help but mourn the death of Emily, although Leon explains that she could still be alive after he
Didn't hit any of her vitals. She could still be alive.
The following news reports confirm that every shady Umbrella secret is finally being exposed, including the true motivations behind the missile strike in 1998.
Tonight, in a speech from the Oval Office, the president is expected to reject allegations of any government involvement since the Raccoon City incident.
The Connections are also put on blast by conspiracy theorists, who claim that they're secretly controlling the government and are responsible for Alyssa's death in an effort to cover up their wrongdoings she was trying to expose.
Conspiracy theorists are already claiming that she was killed in a cover-up, and that the organization responsible is secretly controlling our government.
In the post-credit scenes from a phone call between Grace and Leon, it's revealed that Emily is okay and now living with Grace, who is teaching her to read.
Emily, yeah, she's doing great. I'm actually teaching her how to read.
Leon's phone number is also revealed as 266-555-0173 if you want to give that a go. Hopefully Capcom didn't dox our floppy-haired hero. Grace's boss then proceeds to demand a report, which for the players is unlocked in the bonus menu, confirming that this ending truly is the canon conclusion.
Where's that report?
Sorry. Leon, gotta go. Catch up soon.
In the final post-credit scene, shady soldiers in all black and gas masks declare that the remaining BSAA forces have been neutralized, and they're on their way to retrieve the objective before Wolf Squad arrive. No doubt teasing what the Connections have up their sleeves for the events of Resident Evil 10.
Retrieving the objective before they send in the wolves.
I'm sure they'll have a clever name for that incorporates 10 into the title. Something like, Bio, maybe, B10, who knows. So that's everything that happens in the canon ending. But what happens if you decide to destroy Elpis instead? Let's rewind back and see what happens.
I was wrong.
and I am plagued by guilt.
I'm gonna destroy Elpis. You promise you'll end this.
This is it.
What did you do?
When you decide to destroy Elpis, Ark begins to collapse, so Leon, being the hero that he is, springs into action and boosts Grace up to the platform to escape.
Go! Right behind you!
Leon! What are you doing? Come on!
Zeno, still loaded with Wesker powers, immediately kicks Leon's ass. And then ceremoniously puts the barrel to Leon's head and pulls the trigger. R.I.P. Zeno, showing no sense of urgency after Leon's death, sends one last look to Grace while the platform plummets to its apparent end. Grace, in shock, with no doubt a bit of survivor's guilt, rides an elevator up and is greeted by a rescue team. And that's it. No fancy credits like the good ending, no post-credit scenes, it just finishes.
I wish I could have saved you, Leon.
Hoping for all the Resident Evil fans out there that you didn't pick this ending the first time around, because it truly is an anticlimax bummer. Where does the Resident Evil series go after this? Let us know in the comments, and for more on Resident Evil Requiem, including all the brilliant little details that we spotted, be sure to stick with IGN. A trip to RPD wouldn't be complete without a snoop around the STARS office, and although you can find lots of cool details in there, such as Jill's beret, it's Barry's scavenger hunt that's the most fun. After following the 2 clues, you'll find a hidden key for a locker. This key has the word JoJo written on it. JoJo is a reference to the Japanese manga JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which was also written on a locker in the original 1998 version of Resident Evil 2. The JoJo key opens a locker that contains a whole host of goodies, including Barry's gift of 2 tickets to the Raccoon City Zoo, a location that appears in the Resident Evil Outbreak series, which also happens to be the game our hero Grace's mom, Alyssa, is from. At the base of this locker though is a wealth of PS1 nostalgia, which includes box copies of the original Resident Evil, Street Fighter Alpha 2 and Mega Man 8. There's also a poster for Street Fighter Alpha, and what looks like to be a Temu PS1 that looks more like a Sega Saturn than a classic PlayStation.